Jim Jackson, good to see you.
Okay. Oh wait, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I did so much. I did so much. I sat in the right location.
Did you go to the game?
I did. Well, I was saying I sat in the right location during the big moments against Houston. I think that the setup of the final shot was because I got off of the unlucky spot in the room.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You believe that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You weren't superstitious as a player?
Well, I was. Actually, I still am because I ate a pretzel before a game.
Always?
Which is crazy.
Like
later in my career. First I started out with M&Ms, and then I went to a pretzel. And even when I do my games now, when I call a game, I get a pretzel before the game. I don't know why, no realm of reason, right? But I just do it.
What prompted the switch from M&M to pretzel?
I don't know. I was watching. I don't know. Maybe I went from sweets to just more carbs. I don't know.
Well, look. By the way, it doesn't look like it's hanging on.
It's hanging. It's all right. No, I can't play any defense, but I'm fine. I can still shoot. I can still shoot it.
The 3-point arc, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
So, what did you take out of last night's games? What sticks?
You know what's funny, Rich, is that over the last probably 5 to 8 years, you saw this change in college basketball. I think with mid-majors being more competitive, it was eventually going to happen when a 16 beat a 1, or it was a 12 seed, 13 seed make it to the Final Four and win a championship. Just because the dynamics have changed so much because the one and done, the top players are gone. The secondary players are now becoming our star players, but these smaller schools end up having juniors and seniors, like we see with Loyola, who are gritty, got something to prove, and they're just as good. So now the competitive balance is shifted, and it's not that big gap like we saw before. Like North Carolina playing a Butler back in the early 90s, there's no way it was going to happen. But now, I see it. So I'm not surprised.
So the question is when will that be taken into account when they're seeding or even merely selecting teams? I mean, it doesn't seem like we're seeing any shift. Yeah. We're still seeing, 12, 13 loss programs from big conferences, in quotes or whatever, getting the 10 seed, 9 seed, when there are smaller conference teams that don't have a shot because they didn't win their tournament.
But what's the weight system? That's the question, because I don't think any system is going to be perfect, because whoever we select, a lot of times, there's always going to be something there. You take Loyola. They won the MVC, 29 wins, but yet and still they went on the road and beat Miami, okay? But yet and still, when you weigh their schedule, their non-conference, who they played, who they beat, compared to a Duke or North Carolina, that if that's the scale we're going to weigh it on, the quad 1 wins versus a quad 4 losses, things like that.
But Porter Moser probably can't get those guys on his schedule.
And that's the thing. They don't want to play him now. I can guarantee you that. Okay, they don't want to play him, but before he probably could. But it's a lot tougher. So I don't know how we balance that out with the smaller schools to be able to be viewed upon like a North Carolina in regards to scheduling, putting them and having them have a higher seed once the NCAA comes around.
So it's interesting that out of last night, I gave you the whole sort of large scope of what you could take out of last night, that the highest seed team that actually destroyed its opponent is not the first one out of your mouth, Jim. I'm wondering if there's something to that.
Well, actually, I had Michigan in the Final Four, my bracket early, because here's the thing I've learned. Being from Ohio and losing to Michigan in the Elite Eight, and I tell you what, anytime this game comes around,
yes,
okay, every year, and it comes on Classic Sports, so they play our Elite Eight game against Michigan, I'm hoping for a different result, but it doesn't change.
Hey, I'm hoping eventually I'm hoping the timeout doesn't get called against North Carolina also, or it's not granted.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.